You guys want to know how stupid I am? Well, it's about 41 degrees outside and it's freezing, and I went out to go get some ice cream. This is probably a bad decision, but yeah. Let's start this. Oh Jesus. Hey, what's going on, guys? J-Bear here, and today we are back with a different kind of reaction. I kind of told myself that, you know what, I don't think I'd do a CinemaSins reaction. But then he came out with Everything Wrong with Eragon in 14 minutes or less. Now, I watched Eragon when I was little, and I freaking loved it. All the dragons and magic and swords. I mean, it was pretty cool. Like, I wanted to be Eragon, and like the thing is, it was written by what was it, an 18-year-old kid, 18 or 15, can't remember, but he was a teenager when he wrote it, and the book sold like really good, and that was because like it was kind of a stereotype. No, not stereotype. It kind of like fueled what's called the cliches of an epic. Yes, that's it. So we're gonna see what CinemaSins has to say about it. So let's get started. In 3, 2, 1, let's react. Nope.
There was a time when the fierce and beautiful land of
There's one. Narration.
Eragon narration. Also, Allegatia sounds more like a skin cream than a place where people would choose to live.
A young
Oh my
rider
god, that's so true.
named Galbatorix betrayed them.
What is with these goddamn names? What happened to simpler fantasy names such as Bilbo, Gandalf, or Luke? Just want to point out
Really?
that even in 2006, there were video games that looked better than this. The fucking Eragon video game didn't look much worse than this.
He crushed
Looks
all
all right. I don't know why you're complaining.
known as the Varden.
King.
Really?
Our story begins one night.
Sorry, Chief, your story began when you started talking, and that was almost 2 minutes ago. Are we going to see the story or just hear it? Because that's what audiobooks are for, or so I hear.
I suffer without my stone. Do not prolong my suffering.
Discount Skeletor is definitely phoning this one in, but are you surprised? This guy was in Con Air. If Durza can make fire appear wherever, then why wouldn't he just make it appear in the place Arya is currently standing? What a fucking coincidence he's out here night shooting arrows at deer when this ancient whatever decides to leave a memory egg stone thing right here and now. From the guy
This is
who
the chosen one!
The
What?
decision to make this dragon egg look like a blueberry Mike and Ike seems misguided. Not Daisy Ridley because this movie is old enough Daisy Ridley would have been a child, but this chick still looks like Daisy Ridley and it's kind of weird. It sort of looks like Daisy Ridley.
I have something to trade.
This motherfucking moron is about to trade a dragon egg for some cold cuts, and I'm offended this scene didn't come with any wah-wah sound effects or a hilarious oversized hook dragging him off screen. Between this and Assassin's Creed and Dungeons and Dragons, one has to wonder if Jeremy Irons is to fantasy films what Jai Courtney is to franchises.
You know what I think? I think you're a thief, a poacher. I confiscate them all in the name of the king.
Eminent domain.
All hail Eragon, the mighty hunter returns with his invisible catch.
Since Roran was back at the homestead sleeping in while Eragon was at least trying to hunt them some dinner, maybe he should quit being such a dick. Roran. This goes on for some time. I'd take 100 sins off right here and now if this egg burst open and he found a good movie inside. Egg knocking.
Eragon.
I guess this is as good a time as any to roll the fucking credits. Roran is telling Eragon he's leaving to avoid being drafted into the army, but Eragon's face says, I'm gonna have to do all this fucking farm work on my own.
What many men seek is often right under their nose.
This is the medieval fantasy version of wherever you go, there you are.
Sister was in a great hurry when she left you here. Besides, had she not, I wouldn't have gained another son.
Broken homes are amusing. Well, look at the convenient timing of the hatching of this fucking egg, would you? He only just found it. So a dragon is about to hatch, and suddenly I realize this movie is basically a discount kind of How to Train Your Dragon.
Where is it?
Okay, this movie with Malkovich, Rachel Weisz, Jamon Honsu, Robert Carlyle, and fucking Jeremy Irons spent all its money on casting and ignored everything else. Most noticeably, the story and the special effects. And it shows. If he had this trick up his sleeve, why wait until now to use it? Sure, the egg hatching just happened, but the vision of Eragon holding the egg was from the previous day.
When the Varden learn that the legend is real, they will be encouraged to challenge me.
Considering it seems like Galbatorix only has one employee, I'm surprised they haven't challenged him already. And I don't care how powerful a sorcerer Durza is, he has to sleep at some point.
Where's your mother? Did she abandon you too?
Heavy hand is heavy. Fucking gizmo this thing is cute. Must resist removing. Whew, that was close.
Oh, come on! That was worth a
Maybe an
sin
actual
removal.
place or a painting in my desk office. Did he just create an army out of dirt bats?
The time of dragon riders will come again.
Prophecies. This scene of teaching the dragon to fly was originally set to Tom Petty's Learning to Fly, but too much of the budget went to casting, so they turned to Lenny Kravitz, who had yet to fully come into Hunger Games money, and he gave them the Empty Pockets routine and also asked for too much money. So ultimately they just demanded the composer score the scene for no extra pay. I'd give good money if the Sean Connery dragon from Dragonheart showed up and ate this tiny dragon in a single bite, and then turned to the camera declaring, "I'm the last one." One good way to keep this under wraps is to let the dragon fly around so everyone can see her. Not gonna lie, I forgot about the handburn thing, and never assumed prior that it was magically connected to something. But mostly I'm looking at this shot wondering what the f*** is wrong with Eragon's middle finger. It's not only not the longest finger on his hand, it's actually smaller than the two fingers neighboring it. He has a human hand, but a hobbit's middle finger. He's still looking at his hand. Holy shit, did this dragon just literally age up 4 years in a single 30-second flight? I thought the Lion King log was some bullshit.
I have waited.
Now that I think about it, it's kind of confusing, yeah.
Dragon stalking. Candle, 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 candle,
Grew
candle,
out of
candle,
nowhere.
candle, candle. Get out! Whose house? Brom's house!
I always say, better ask forgiveness than permission.
Should have been this movie's f***ing tagline. They killed Captain Turples!
I have to warn my uncle!
It's too late. There's nothing you can do.
And he served his purpose in the movie already, so hopefully no one will miss it.
Really?
Uncle. Go away! This movie's Encino Man moment rings hollow, both because we know they will reconcile soon, and because the actor playing Eragon is f***ing terrible at acting.
Who are you?
He's clearly a discount Eragon. Duh. Also, considering how much exposition Brom has given so far in the film, it's odd he can't answer a simple f***ing question.
That's the spirit. 1 part brave, 3 parts fool.
And all part f***ing movie.
The Razak kill, mercilessly.
The Razak, the Nazgul called, and the Witch King wants a word, bitches.
Who are the rebels?
So, rebels, then? This movie is Star Warsing so hard Percy Jackson just f***ing decided to sue them. Also, eloquent exposition exercise between equines eviscerates every attempt employed toward equanimity.
Now that's a mouthful.
I never left you.
Facebook.
Muscular, graceful proportions. Talons nicely curved, legs a bit thin.
John Lasseter meets a dragon.
The Varden need a rider if they are to defeat Durza and the king. A rider will live on if his dragon is killed, but if a rider dies...
This movie is 43% rules. Not Saul Rahman shows up to check on the not orc's progress, and can I go home now? I want to go home now. I don't want to be here. I know I said I'd finish the whole thing, but now I just want to go home. Urgles in the Razak instead of Nazgul in the Uruk-hai. Jesus, instead of Eragon, you should have just called this Xerox. Hey everyone, come quick! Sucky Morpheus is fighting Sucky Neo. Also, why do so many movie mentors take such gleeful pleasure in hurting and embarrassing their students? Batman Begins, Matrix, Karate Kid. There's a clear pattern. To teach a lesson, this guy threatens to drop Eragon into a creek that is 3 inches deep. Couldn't the movie have filmed this on a real cliff and have him dangle dude over a huge drop into a raging river? If you're gonna have the threat dangle moment, why set the scene at a bend in Bob's backyard creek?
With any luck tomorrow, by the end of the day, we will have slipped through Darret unseen.
Blah 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 blah. Horse riding on a beach. Horse riding
Really?
on the
Was
green.
that necessary?
Horse riding on the moors.
We'll leave the horses here. Keep Saphira close.
How the f*** is Saphira even hiding this well? She's a giant f***ing dragon. I mean, we're not on Godzilla hiding in Manhattan levels, but we're pretty f***ing close.
But you have been long awaited by many races.
Really? Because to me, he just seems like a kid who was in the woods one day and an egg appeared. If Roran had been the one hunting and found the egg, wouldn't he be in this scenario? Or what if Sloane had traded the piece of steak for the egg earlier? Seems to me Eragon was just in the right place at the right time. He yells Brissinger here, and it makes his arrows do amazing shit. Many scenes ago, he saw heard Jeremy's iron say Brissinger to his fire-starting kit, and flame appeared. My point is, why in the name of any kind of f***ing common sense would Eragon think in this moment of life or death to shout the word the creepy guy once said back in the forest? The power of Brissinger is so strong it makes Eragon pass out after saying
I got
it
nothing.
one time.
Magic comes from dragons.
But why? How?
Magic must be your last resort.
F***ing why, though?
Before you
It takes a lot of energy out of you.
ancient language of the elves.
He's already cast a pretty massive spell, so check your grammar, dog. He can't never if he's already evered.
Know the word, and you control the thing.
Know the word and you control the thing? This is some discount Mike Brady version of Obi-Wan.
Other spells, if you use them before you're ready, will kill you.
Great. Thankfully, I have months to study, right?
Not so bad at all.
The bad guys give the good guys time for this. It feels like this movie should spend a lot less time on these bonding and training scenes, and a lot more time on developing Galbatorix as a villain we should give two shits about Eragon defeating.
Feel how she moves, Eragon. How she turns.
Does Braun think Eragon can hear him? Is Eragon actually becoming a better rider here? It's a serious question. I have zero clue whether this is supposed to be considered a success, and I doubt any of the other viewers do either. How the f is he keeping pace with them? That's one of the biggest movie lies ever, man. This guy and his light-speed horses. How does Eragon know how to activate his predator vision? And why the is riding a dragon give you predator vision?
I can't defend that one.
Of an apparent fight scene edited by someone at gunpoint who would be shot if they didn't finish before the roller coaster stopped.
Your irresponsibility nearly cost Saphira her life.
She's a sentient dragon, dude. She said with pleasure when he told her to die. Let's spread the blame around a little bit here, can we?
Dragon Rider.
Dump, dump, dow. Who the am I kidding? That's not a surprise. This movie feels exactly like what it is. A hasty, low-budget adaptation of a post-Lord of the Rings movies fantasy novel written by a 15-year-old kid.
Okay, so he was 15.
Well, I should definitely keep listening to you about how to train my dragon, right?
Bring me the boy, my son. Bring me his blood.
Actually, you said...
Bring me his head.
But semantics. Angry bad guy kills a henchman to show the other henchmen and the audience that he's super serious about his orders being followed and seeing his mission completed cliché.
Congratulations. You've just been promoted.
Angry bad guy that just killed a main henchman to make a point, then declares another...
The look on his face like, crap, if I mess up, I'm next.
I'm tired of this. I'll bring the boy to me.
Well, Thanos, why'd you keep sending henchmen in the first place to do a job that was that important? F***ing out. This movie is filled with so many moments of why the f*** didn't you just do that in the first place? Oh, he's dreaming about a Lindsay Sterling video.
Where are you going?
To find Arya.
The girl from your dream? Immediately?
As the father now. Wait for you.
This movie is basically doing some kind of wackadoo twist on the pronoun game with this Varden, alternatively using it as the name of a place and the name of a people.
Forgot what it means to be a Dragon Rider.
And Eragon knows all about it after saddling up for all of 10 minutes. Well, Sam, I guess we need to find a way into that. What's that? There's no Sam in this movie? Not even a golem? Guess I'm on my own.
Those walls hold death.
Not today. Not for us.
Because I had a dream about it. No one will be seated during the Return of the Jedi portion of the movie.
Oh, man.
He's learned a ton of magic spells off camera, and it's frustrating.
I knew you were young, but even then I expected someone a little more. Well, more.
You and me both, babe.
Why?
That is the most hilarious Ex Machina I have ever f***ing seen, man. This Dragon Ex Machina doubles the Ex Machina power of this scene. It's like Mario eating a power-up mushroom and then immediately eating a fireball flower as well.
Can you carry 3?
Not for very long.
F*** off, you pussy. You're ginormous.
Look at you, man.
Quickly.
God, how many Ex Machinas did you write into this scene? Like, all of them? Also, oh good, let's introduce Garrett Hedlund now that there's only like half an hour left in the movie. Guess we'll learn more about him in the sequels. Sequels.
Does his dead.
Did you pierce him through the heart?
Seems like that would have been good info for Eragon to have before they entered the castle.
Why, he's pale.
How does he know all these spells? Well, at least you guys aren't trying to hide or anything. I've seen a lot of dumb things in movies. I've watched every f***ing Transformers movie more than once. And I f***ing went to opening night to watch a movie with Carrot Top. But somehow Jeremy Irons having a death scene while riding a dragon might be the dumbest.
The shade has poisoned her.
I feel like I should care, but since I know nothing about this character, other than she transported a dragon's egg what seems like 10 hours ago, I just don't.
I need to get you to the Varden. How do I find them?
Why not just give him f***ing directions? This mystical is infuriating. Dude is leading Eragon to a place...
It's way faster and easier, okay?
Eragon is literally in the lead in every single one of these traveling B-roll shots.
We'll have to go by foot from here.
Yeah, the horses could never have managed this perfectly flat section of trail. Oh, balls! They've been captured by the faith militant Sons of the Upside Down cereal bowl hats without borders. Of all the luck.
The task
Jerk.
was simple. Bring the boy to me.
Oh, great. Another The Task Was Simple scene. Also, the boy was literally here and very recently, so technically Durza did his job. This is really on Galbatorix at this point. Also, is Galbatorix like the master on Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Can he not leave this one area? Because this is the only place we've ever seen him in the entire movie.
As long as I am king, disloyalty will be punishable by death.
This is the most Uwe Boll movie ever not directed by Uwe Boll. And the dragon walks off to make sure Arya gets medical attention, and all I can think of is, thank God this network of caves is comprised of all caves tall, wide, long enough to accommodate a goddamn ginormous dragon.
He is the son of Morzan, the traitor.
Dum dum dum. Wait, f***ing who is that again?
Son doesn't choose his father.
True, but Kim Jong-un can say the same thing.
I've no time to take chances.
Maybe, but you also need all the help you can get, so maybe give
I'm not
Erlog
even
at least one chance.
I'm just a farm boy from Kabul.
You mispronounced Tatooine.
I need to know, Saphira. Why me?
You choose a leader for his heart.
Great! Skip!
As one!
Earlier you told me she was too young to breathe fire, and that was like maybe a couple of weeks ago. She should not be breathing fire right now except for plot convenience. Also, how did she not just roast the out of Eragon? I mean, he's standing literally right there in the fire's path. Swords, arrows, fire, excitement.
Time to return the favor!
To the CGI company by not billing them for this scene that ultimately looks fake as Discount all the things! God damn it, this movie rips off so many other better movies, I'm just adding 40 sins for the audacity of it all.
What is that
You
thing?
bastard.
Oh. It's so dark and full of bad CGI, I can't tell what's happening. I already know who wins, we're literally just wasting everyone's time.
I'm losing strength.
Thing I said 20 minutes into the film somehow makes it into the climactic dialogue. They both survive this crash landing that would have crippled the Starship Enterprise.
Galbatorix will try to avenge this defeat.
You guys thought, while making this thing, that you were going to get to make a second one, and that's hilarious. It's easy to make jokes.
I mean,
about
same
this
with Green
movie
Lantern, dude.
and
Come on.
ignored a lot of what made the source material popular. But in case you were worried there were no consequences, this is the only movie that its director has ever directed. Someone gave him his shot on this movie, and he stepped in it a little bit, and he hasn't ever directed a feature since. That's damage. I feel bad for the guy, if I'm honest. This movie's process and or reception ended this guy's directing career. No movie is so bad its director should be barred from ever trying again. Well, no movie except Maximum Overdrive.
I think that's worth a little bit more than one sin, to be honest.
I don't like
if it is true, then
coarse
Jesus,
and
man.
irritating.
Why, oh why didn't I take the blue pill?
Plateau! Barata!
It's for the king's enemies, now they're his guard. Did you pierce him through the heart?
Once again, things that could have been brought to my attention yesterday!
Oh, man.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
As I was going to St. Ives, I met a man with 7 wives. Every wife had 7 sacks. Every sack has 7 cats. Every cat has 7 kittens. Kittens, cats, sacks, and wives. How many were going to St. Ives?
I will merely confine myself to remarking that a no will be regarded as a declaration of war.
Get out!
Too bad we can't stay, baby.
Toothless, down, gently.
I've seen things you could never imagine.
I have seen that'll turn you white.
Alright. I feel like he was a little bit too, what's the word? Hurtful in that video. I mean, just don't get me wrong, there were some sin-worthy moments, but come on, man. You're just getting too nitpicky at this point. Oh man, you know, I think I'm gonna rewatch Eragon and see if I can notice anything he just said and more, because I really want to see how far nostalgia takes me in defending this movie. But yeah, if you guys want to see the original video, I'll leave a link in the description down below. As always, I hope you're having a good day. I know I am, and peace. I'm tired. Oh, almost forgot the lights. That was a close one. Yeah. All right. Oh, that looks pretty.